What happened on Fluffy's stream last night?
Nothing really.
Was Turner advocating for the icon tools?
No, it never got brought up really.
Oh, good. All right.
Fluffy had way too many people on.
Up, really? Oh, he did. Oh, good.
To the field.
All right.
At first light.
But
Fluffy had way too many people on.
up, really? Oh, he did. Oh, good.
Good.
Hang on, let me.
To the field.
All right.
At first light.
Fluffy had way too many people. There we go. Got to mute that one. Now I can see the comments. I think it's just you and me, huh?
As of right now.
We'll see if anybody pops in.
Yeah,
I didn't even go to work today. I went up to Bakersfield. We were running a couple of race cars and got to see my dad. So that was good. Got to see my brother, my dad, my niece. And got to be at the track. I miss being at the track a lot. But that was the whole reason for the career change, try and get some life back.
yeah,
Finally got Huh?
I think Turner was a little disappointed last night that Ford boss didn't stay in the backstream.
I wonder why.
He was tired, dude.
Well, he does a lot.
I could tell he was tired. Although it's only a little after 9 o'clock in Vegas right now.
Yeah, same time zone as me.
I should email him, see if he'll pop on and shoot the shit with us.
He's got a hell of an operation, huh?
What do you mean by that?
He's got a shop.
Yeah. I don't think he's full owner of it. I think he's partners.
Well, someday.
I hope he ain't listening to me right now, but he's probably one of the best guys you could work for. And at the same time, probably one of the worst guys you could work for. So you got to stay on his good side.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard to work for a master mechanic.
That's true.
You can't bullshit them. They know. So they expect a lot. What's up, Shannon?
It'd be nice to have somebody that'll stand behind you, though.
Yeah, they'll expect a lot, but he's also could probably sit there and help them with anything they need help with, too. So, which I know he can. I shouldn't say I think he can. I know he can. So,
yeah. Depends on what he wants out of you. You know, if he hires you as a master mechanic, you better be a master mechanic. You know, one thing I got lucky with my new gig is I actually know everything I told him I knew. I didn't embellish anything. Just hopefully I can hold this together. I think it'll be fine. So I keep driving by this damn Snap-on toolbox every day, and it just keeps getting shinier and shinier.
I think you got the same box I got. Is what you're talking about. It's old, right?
Yeah, and the sticker on it doesn't match anything that's out now.
It only has one big drawer on the top, right?
No, it's got two.
It's got two, so it's a little newer than mine.
It's an 11-drawer, 54-inch Masters.
Yeah, how tall is it? Because they did come in two different heights.
I didn't look at the height.
Mine's the taller of the two.
This one's a KRL 722 on the sticker, but it doesn't look right. I don't think the sticker's right. I think
I'm trying
I
to think
think
what mine is.
I think somebody stole that box and swapped stickers. Because why would a pawn shop have a brand new Snap-on toolbox? I mean, brand new. Still got the drawer liners and the handles and everything in plastic in the bottom drawer.
That's a good question. I wonder where it came from.
I know my Snap-on dealer, his truck got stolen about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. They recovered the truck, but it was empty. I'm sure he had 2 or 3 boxes in it. They usually got one on either side, and then a card or 2 in the back.
Yeah, those fasteners can be a pain in the ass, Shannon.
T55s, oh no. You know what you do, Shannon, is same thing you do with a hex. Get yourself a good solid punch and a good hammer, and just whoop the dog shit out of that thing right in the center before you even try and take it out. Just give it a good whack. A lot of the times that's just enough to break them, break them loose enough to where they don't strip out on you.
Saturday nights are usually pretty slow unless you go real late and you catch the zombie crowd. Which we're kind of approaching the zombie crowd time.
Yeah, we may be the zombie crowd. You guys see anything going on at SEMA? Any of the new stuff coming out?
A lot of Harbor Freight fucking Snap-on copycat knockoff shit.
I'm over Harbor Freight.
Yeah, I mean, why they got to knock these off? The LNCF 47s, whatever they are, LN 47 ACFs, those new diagonal players.
I love those things.
And the 46s, I mean, they're ripping off those. They're ripping off. I mean, become a legit tool company. Make something that's yours. Stop ripping everything off. But I know the people running Icon for Harbor Freight are ex high ups from Snap-on. I just hope it doesn't take on and get too popular, too big, to where Harbor Freight is selling so much of that shit to the professional and to just everybody that Snap-on's like, well, we can't compete anymore. We're gonna have to go overseas with some of our product.
I don't think they're fooling anybody. I mean,
but I don't think it'll happen.
No, they're not fooling everybody with that stuff. It's a Taiwanese tool.
Are they trying to copy Nipex stuff like crazy? The twin grips and
let them do it.
The thing is, when you really look at the price point difference between some of the stuff they're producing versus the real deal, some of it is not that far off.
No, it's really not. That's why you got to be careful with Harbor Freight.
Like I hear that they're coming out with a rip-off set of twin grips that are going to be like $35. Aren't the twin grips only like $42 through Nipex?
Yep.
And you can't tell me the metal and the biting jaws and everything are going to be as strong, as good, and as versatile as a Nipex.
No, they're not.
So spending another $8-10, you're getting a much superior tool versus trying to go cheap with Icon.
And I paid $38.99 for the real Nipex last time I bought a set. I bought them on Amazon. $38.99. Why am I going to go to Harbor Freight and spend $36? and then have them ask me if I want to buy a warranty. I ain't doing it. And I'm definitely not doing another one of their toolboxes. Not a big one, anyway. My dad just brought me, it was cool. My dad brought me a 22-inch U.S. General box, top and bottom. Got it on sale up there cheap.
I've been hearing more and more people talk about failures on their Icon boxes.
I wouldn't buy an Icon. There's no way.
I mean, I've never seen one fail, but I keep hearing more and more people talk about failures.
For the guy that wants to put it in his garage and he goes in it on weekends, maybe. But if you're going to work out of a box and you're going to be opening the drawers 10, 15 times a day, and you're going to be loading them down to capacity, it shit is not going to hold up. You know, there's a reason they get so much money for these boxes. I mean, one, people will pay it, but two, you know, it's a different build quality.
Well, the Tecton box is probably at retail price, probably one of the best built boxes out there for the money.
I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. And if they had a top box and a side cabinet or a side locker, I'd be all over that. But all you can get from them is a roller cabinet.
And I'm sure if they were more popular, they would go after the additional stuff, but I don't think enough people are buying them.
No. No, Tecton's not doing as good a job at marketing. I mean, they got fucked when Capri really came into their own. As Capri went, they were giving stuff to a lot of YouTubers to show. They were advertising. They had a big presence on Amazon. They beat them in the marketing game.
What Tecton's got to do if they want their boxes to take off, they got to give away a couple of those boxes to the right YouTubers.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not talking about like the Tool Bear or anything like that.
No. Nobody takes that guy seriously. I certainly don't. You ask him a question about somebody, he knows them and he's had a run-in with them and they're the scum of the earth, you know. He takes himself too seriously. But if they get some of those boxes out in shops and get people that are viewed using them, they would sell more because they're really nice cabinets. Really well built. What do you think about Montezuma?
I've never personally seen one up close. I've only seen them on the internet. And I've seen people that have them. What's up, JWC? I only see people that have had them on like YouTube do videos on them. Overall quality, I am unsure of.
I know they were making boxes for
I'm sure JWC's probably seen a Montezuma box or whatever you call them. I don't know what the price point is on them. I forgot what you said.
Their 72 by 30 roller is about $3,300.
That's a decent price. I mean, real good price. The question is, what's the quality of it?
Hell yeah.
Quality drawer layout.
And they got a a 56 by 24 for like 1,400. Plus, they make lockers and a top box and all the stuff to go with it. I don't know. It's hard to get over that slanted top, you know. It's got a different look to it.
The other question I have is, what kind of support are you going to have if you ever need anything for it? Are you going to get good support, or are you going to get blown off?
Yeah, they got to get one in somebody's hands and get it out there and get it used. They just come out with a 30-inch. I guess they've had a 20 and a 24 for quite some time. But
I have a friend of mine that has a Mako Rebel X, and he's got something going on with one of his drawers, like a slide issue or something. And he's been waiting for like 7 months. Mako claims they're going to get him a new slide set. His dealer keeps claiming they're going to get him a new slide set. He's been waiting for like 6 or 7 months. He hasn't seen shit.
I wonder if that's his dealer or if that's Matco.
Well, they discontinued that box. I don't know if they discontinued the assembly of that actual roller set.
Yeah, why would it have an oddball slide in it?
I think it was a touch deeper or some shit. I don't know. Something about it was different. I thought maybe just a 6S slide would work on it, but
So they're not making the Rebel X now.
the Rebel and the Rebel X are off the list now. 6S is their top.
Yeah, I got their catalog right here. Even if you go on their website, looking at their boxes, it's kind of disappointing. I mean,
You probably do have replacement parts for those. It's probably a matter of supply issues. I mean,
yeah,
I know the supply issues have caused the tool companies a lot of problems when it comes to getting stuff. I mean, you just go on a Mack truck or a Snap-on truck and ask them what their back order list is like, and it's a mile long.
I was talking to my Cornwell guy. He said he can't get Ohio-made Cornwell tools consistently because they can't get steel.
Well, that's it. So that's why I say Snap-on, especially. If you own Snap-on truck and you ask a tool dealer, what does the back order list look like on your supply for certain things? And because they probably make the most USA-made tools of any tool truck out there, it's big. Their back order list is huge. And I've been told it's because they can't get the steel. They can't get what they're looking for. They got to have, it's got to be the right grade of steel.
That's a big one. That's a big one. And that's where Icon can swoop in. If Icon's coming from China, you know, whoever's making it over there, they can switch up a batch and use whatever the hell they want. And there's no one there to regulate it.
Well, that's what I don't like about Icon. Make it your own. If you look at their stuff carefully, there's no doubt about it. They're trying to directly rip off Snap-on.
Oh, absolutely.
Look at their wrenches. Look at the way they're stamped 13 mil, 15 mil, 14 mil. It looks like almost identical to Snap-on stamping.
Yep. Or Carlisle. I mean, I kind of thought we're damn near identical to a Carlisle.
Now, I don't have much experience with the use of their tools. I've not experienced their wrenches or their sockets, really, for the most part. But
I have some of their ratchets. I have their wrenches in standard and metric. And I have a bunch of their sockets. I bought it as bait. I put it in my blue tool cart. And I didn't use it much. But that cart was always there so that when one of the other guys would show up and want to borrow something, they would get it out of there and not go into my rollaway and get my nice stuff. And it worked great for that. But you end up chasing down a Chinese tool half the time, trying to figure out, where'd my socket go? Because I don't want to have to buy a whole nother set. You can't get anything individually from them. If you lose one piece, you lose your 10 millimeter, you got to buy the whole set.
Yeah, I wonder if they have any intentions of doing individuals.
It's Harbor Freight. You never know what they're going to do. I mean, that whole line could just dry up and disappear.
That's what that's interesting you say that, because that's what somebody mentioned to me one time. They wouldn't be surprised in the future if that whole line of Icon tools doesn't go well. It costs them too much to manufacture, too much cost and value sitting inside their showroom floors, their stores.
Yeah, one day to the next,
not moving fast enough. Because the average person that walks on Harbor Freight, I think you'll agree with me on this, the average will buy Pittsburgh Pro or Doyle or something else.
They're looking for
the Icon stuff, because they went into Harbor Freight in the first place. They want cheap.
Yeah, if they wanted to spend money, they'd go to Home Depot and buy Husky, or they'd go to Lowe's and buy Craftsman, or even Cobalt. And where you got to be careful with Harbor Freight is sometimes you walk into Harbor Freight and you think you're getting a deal.
It's a good point, Fluff.
Yeah. Yeah, you go into Harbor Freight, you think you're getting a deal, and then you find out, well, hell, I could have got this at Home Depot for $1 more. Then you're kicking yourself. Why did I get that from Harbor Freight?
Feel like jumping on, Fluffy? We could use a celebrity in the house.
Yeah, there you go. Ugh. Big subscriber count there. I haven't put out a video in months. I got some Sonic stuff to do a video on and some drag racing stuff to show. My brother's home. I want to see stuff coming out from the manufacturers, not Harbor Freight.
So you don't like the Hutch light, Fluffy, eh?
What's that, Dave?
Fluffy says he doesn't like the Hutch light on the Matco's toolbox and the Hutch. I've never actually paid attention how there's a setup or works, and I don't have a guy at the shop that has one. I've seen the Snap-on Epics. I like their setup, but
I'm not a Hutch guy. I'm a storage guy. If I want to put something on top of that roller, it's probably going to be another box. But then again, I never know what I'm going to be working on. I might have to have a different array of tools, I'd rather have a bunch of drawers than a big open cavity in a laptop. Lockers would be nice. You see, Astro's got a bunch of big weighted sockets they're coming out with.
yeah, I saw that. And what else they got? The pneumatic
Oh, the slide hammer.
slide hammer.
That looks cool.
I'm curious how much power that has.
Looks like it had a pretty heavy weight in it. But being offset like that, you never know. I'm surprised they weren't pushing the new the new Thor, the Impact. But everybody's going to Harbor Freight this, Harbor Freight that. You know, the more we talk about it, the more power we give them. I mean, Harbor Freight is where you go when you need something and you don't want to spend a lot of money.
Just a minute.
David, tools are a rabbit hole. You're better off with hookers. It'll cost you less money in the long run. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd like to touch that pneumatic slide hammer, play with it, see what it can actually do.
Well, they're saying 3 or 4 months it'll be out. I'm going to get one.
Well, they came out with a new air hammer too, but I don't know. The thing looks kind of like an overkill to me.
So I turned the key off, turn it on. I heard the pump kick over.
Hmm.
I've been riding this bike. Pretty.
I'm trying to remember what else I've seen that's come out of SEMA that was pretty cool.
Pump had some shit in it. Every time I pull up a video, it's fucking Harbor Freight.
But you saw how closely they ripped off.
When you turn the key, it goes. That's how you know the pump's working.
Yeah, that's how you know the pump's working.
I turned the key and it didn't buzz, and it had a blinking red light and the engine light said fuel injection. So then I turned it off, turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, and it came on.
So snap on.
I think the price on that, Shannon, I think it's under $150 on that air hammer.
It is pretty damn long, but you know it's no longer than the Chief or the Mac or the Matco, right?
I don't know. I haven't put them up next to it.
CP did a video on it. It was pretty damn long. But if you want the heavy duty one, you get their 498. They got the one with the 1/2-inch shank.
Yeah, it's a copycat of the Chicago pneumatic one, right?
I think so. Or it might be where the CP came from.
Yeah, well, Airhammer or Aircat's got one too. That's basically a copycat, or
they're
possibly the same damn thing.
Same damn thing with a different label on it. You know, I mean, you know, Matco is going to have one pretty soon. It's going to be the Astro one rebranded.
JWC says it's about an inch longer than
Damn. So they just put a longer stroke in it. Well, it keeps your face an inch further away from the beating.
There's not too much on a car I need an air hammer for that my Snap-on doesn't do.
Yeah, anything else you'd put in a press anyway, right? So, you know, I might look at the 498 working on equipment. You know, we got a lot of seized bearings and shit like that. That might be good for me, but I've got that big old Chief air hammer, Harbor Freight, but for the amount that I used it, I went and got one of them. It was on sale for less than $100. If I was going to buy one to be serious, I'd probably get the Astro.
Well, the Chief is an interesting thing.
Taiwanese. Looks like an air cat.
Well, basically, if you disassemble them, other than the trigger, it's the same damn thing as the Mac Air Tool, the Mac
Right.
hammer.
Right. It's made by another company. All the Chief stuff is not Harbor Freight. It's not their regular central pneumatic shit. It's good stuff. I will stand behind that line, but it's expensive. I mean, you're going to spend as much on a die grinder. You'll spend as much on a die grinder from Chief as you would for an Ingersoll. But then again, it's coming out of the same factory. That's the real deal.
Well, the Chief, it hits hard for the money.
I've got the big one. I think I've got the big one, and I've got the medium one.
They hit hard for the money.
I was using it to knock off spot welds when we were building the fence. It's a bad sumbitch. You better be holding on to it. And there's no throttle control. It's all or nothing.
So I had to have my Snap-on rebuilt after having it for about 14 years. I had to send it out for a rebuild. I got that thing back, and I'm like, oh my God, I forgot what I was missing. And I got a guy in the shop that's got probably about a 5-month-old Mako air hammer. We still argue who's tougher. I'd say they're almost identical.
How often do you break out the air hammer? Well, you got a lot of rusty stuff.
Me, not that much. Because I am not fortunate enough to get all that gravy shit, front end work. And
it's not like we're doing leaf spring cars trying to drive bolts out of shackles and shit anymore.
Oh yeah, they'll throw that junk at me because all the other guys, I don't know how to handle that.
Yeah.
But I do mostly like the head gasket jobs, intake jobs, timing chains, check engine lights, all the diag shit, all the heavy engine repair, trans swaps.
Stuff you wouldn't want to put an air hammer anywhere near. Well, come on, Fluffy. We know you're not a Snap-on fan.
Which confuses me.
I don't know. I know that when I grab my Snap-on pliers, I get them done. I go wash my hands and move on to the next job. When I use my Icon pliers, I spend a little extra time at the sink to wash the gate. But that's just me. They work, but they're not worth that price point. It's a knockoff. If you're going to spend what the original cost, buy the original.
Going to Harbor Freight with a somewhat hacked up, just slightly damaged Icon tool, because one of the guys I work with, he loves to buy all the Icon shit. And if it's not completely broken or completely destroyed, they don't want to warranty it.
Oh, why would they? Snap-on will build it for you.
I can tell my Snap-on dealer that, hey, these are too wiggly, from jaw to jaw. And they'd be like, oh, you throw them in his bin, give me a new set. Or I could show the teeth are slightly worn on it. He'll look at them, yeah, they're slightly worn. Throw them in his thing, give me a new set. Harbor Freight is all going to be subjective to who you're dealing with at that location. That always sucks when you got an advisor that doesn't tell customers about recommendations. Then your advisor's not doing his job.
Well, yeah, you're supposed to be working together trying to make some money.
Well, his job is to at least inform the customer of the technician's findings.
And if customer don't understand, you call them. Me and the service manager at the new place, we clicked. We developed a relationship real fast. You know, he doesn't know everything that's going on in the shop, and he accepts that. He knows that. He doesn't know everything that's going on with those machines. And he knows what to recommend. Okay, if you're going to replace a tack, you're going to want to recommend the wiring harness, right? But what else? So, you know, before he calls the customer, he comes and talks to one of us. You know, what else do you recommend? And then if the guy doesn't understand what he's spending his money on, he gets us to come in there and call him, talk to him. I sold 2 engines last week.
Is this guy a novice or something, Supra? Is he a first-time salesman? You never judge by the looks of a person as to whether or not they're going to buy or not.
No. No.
You have some Copenhagen in his back pocket? Yeah, I like it already.
That's discrimination. You can't do that.
I'm telling you, you could get a guy that walks in your shop wearing a Rolex, wants his car checked out, and you tell him, hey, you need 4 tires, and he's the guy that's going to say, do you have the 4 for $159.99 sales still?
Yeah.
He ain't going to want to hear that his tires are $250 a piece for his BMW.
No, that's where all his money's going.
But yeah, he's got his Rolex on.
Well, we're in LA. We have the alleys. You know, that Rolex might be a Timex underneath.
Yeah, I know that.
We got a lot of Mercedes out here that are mislabeled. Mercedes and BMWs. It's our favorite thing to do out here. Take a 300 and label it a 600. 100 per cylinder. No, if you're gonna go to the trouble of quoting the job and calling the guy,
Oh, my back.
put everything on that quote. Do it once.
How many days you still working at the ice factory?
Well, technically 5. I'm taking 2 nights off. And oddly enough, I took today off, but I was to go see Dad. But I'll work tomorrow. I work Saturday and Sunday, and I go in Wednesday, Thursday, Friday after work. The dynamic keeps changing over there, so I don't know what's going on with it, but I know they're happy to have me. I fixed 2 snow blowers last week, and I got to get them ready for the season. Mid-November is about when they start going out and making snow.
The Mako Maximus Pro? The Mako Maximus Pro JWC Tech. I don't know if I've seen that one, but most likely it is a rebranded launch of some type or another.
Might be a good machine.
What?
Might be a good machine.
No, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just Mako's been using launch for quite a few years now as their scan tool of choice.
Doesn't launch Amazon?
No.
And who's their direct competition? Autel?
Yeah.
It's hard to know who to go with.
I find right now, I prefer Launch over Alto only because the tablets and just the hardware they're using is much better hardware than Altel's using. The software is all very close in most respects, but
You'd think it'd be damn near the same, right?
they're very, very close. They're both two Chinese companies. It's just Altel often uses a cheap ass tablet that's outdated basically by the time it shows up at your doorway versus
Launch will have some with more than enough memory, more than enough RAM, more than enough.
yeah, the Launch is a much better tablet to start with.
Gotcha.
Like I have a Launch Throttle 3. That thing can run all day on a full battery charge without a problem. And it does everything. It's got everything from a 4-channel oscilloscope that you can hook to it. It scans. It even does some reprogramming where it'll actually copy current software of a module, save it. You can replace the module and shoot that software back into the module.
Nice.
And Launch has good support. I have to say Altel has pretty good support also. It's just, like I said, it's who's got the better piece of hardware they're putting all that software on.
I'm watching a kitty.
The X431 Pro S or Pro 3S is a nice scan tool, Supra. And Fluffy's making a very good comment here too. The Mako is much more expensive to own than if you just go and buy the equivalent in Launch.
Yeah, you're paying the Matco tax.
I mean, that's one thing I just want to know. Where's it going to... I just keep looking at... I'm going to tell you right now, my personal opinion, Mako... Snap-on's the worst. Mako's second.
Matco changes.
Mac Tools is third. But the price markup that they've had on various tools in the last couple of years is flipping insane.
Matco can change up on you too. I bought a set of sockets from the Matco guy the other day. So I didn't have 3/8 mid-length in metric. And that's something I use all the time. So I figured, okay, I'll buy the ADVs instead of finding them from Sunex. And when I got them back to the shop, I got to looking at them. They're Sunex goddamn sockets.
What's up, OG? Well, I think they're made in the same factory as Sunex, but I think they're made to Mako specification.
These didn't have the lead-in edge on the bottom on the drive side. They had the same broaching. Everything was identical to a Sunex, and I just got 2 brand new sets of Sunex sockets.
Yeah.
When you look at older ADVs, the older ADVs were nicer. They were machine different. It was a nicer socket. This set that I just got, only difference between a Sunex and the ADV is the laser etching on the side.
Well, Sunex makes a good socket bang for the buck, too.
It's the same piece. It's a chromoly.
We were just talking about some various tools and basically new things that we've seen that came out at SEMA.
Die Hard had some kind of battery charger they were showing.
So I'm talking about, Fluffy. What's the heck with these price increases? Sonex prices it has not increased 1.5 times in the last 2 years.
They haven't gone up at all.
I look at like just some easy to bring up. Snap-on ball joint press has gone up what, $200 in the last 18 months. Their multimeter has gone up.
Yeah, everything on the Mac.
Their multimeter, their flagship multimeter with the Bluetooth technology shit, I think originally started at $599. It's $770 now.
Yeah, I'm not buying anything that's not on a promo from now on. I bought a set of Pro non-slip shallows the other day. I went to get another set of them, and they were like twice as much. No.
I don't know how much did they think they lost, Fluffy, during COVID.
I don't see them as losing that much money. You know, a lot of guys from the trades didn't stay home.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. A lot of us were still all working.
I made more money during COVID. We were pumping out dry ice like crazy. I actually made more money during COVID. All the guys staying home were mobbing the liquor stores.
JWC's got it pinpointed right here perfectly.
Well, and that's what it is. You know, what killed us, what made us do the price increases was the fact that petroleum-based plastic film tripled in cost, fuel tripled in cost, and to get everybody to go back to work, labor went up 30 to 40%. That's what happened because of COVID.
Well, that's a big problem in this country. Labor costs have increased for a large majority of workers in this country, and then the wages have not increased for a large majority of workers in this country, which is causing a problem.
Well, yeah, everybody that stayed home during COVID wants more money to go back to work now. Everybody that stayed at work and did what they were supposed to do got the shaft. That's what happened.
Maybe that's true, Fluff. Snap-on is still way behind on stuff. My Snap-on truck is just now starting to load back up on various hammers he didn't have for a long, long ass time. Like the bronze hammers, I think the Snap-on truck was without those for almost a year.
Yeah, I can get all the blue power I want out of Cornwell, but I can't get Ohio-made Cornwell tools. I bought a ratchet from the guy the other day. I like it. My first Cornwell ratchet. I was going to buy a set of wrenches. Not available. No steel. But if you want the Taiwanese copy, we got 3 sets right here. And they're on promo.
You can go right on like their websites, man. Especially like said Snap-on is real bad. Go on Snap-on's website and just look up items, and you'll see so much of it will say
back ordered. Any box, if you click on a box, forget it. It's back ordered. Like if I want a box right now from my Snap-on guy, my choices are what he's got in storage used or what he has on the truck.
I think my tool dealer's got a 1/2-inch locking flex head ratchet. The new style, actually.
I have the old style in 1/2-inch, the new style in 3/8.
He just got a whole shipment of all the new locking flex heads, 3/8, 1/2-inch, and everything. They were all over his truck last week.
That long 3/8 is a bad sumbitch. I like it. I really like it.
How much is that ratchet now, though? Like $280?
It's just under $300.
That's another thing, like a snap-on digital torque wrench, 1/2-inch drive, whatever, 10 foot-pounds to 300 foot-pounds.
$600.
Torque angle. They were $499, then they were $599. Somebody told me now they're like $899.
Oh shit!
You know, in fact, I'm gonna look that shit up. If it is, I'm gonna share a screen.
I just priced one from Matco, and the 1/2-inch was $609, and the 3/4 was $850.
Well, Snap-on makes two. We'll actually make three. They make one that meets the freaking aircraft specifications or whatever. And its tolerances are tighter.
I'll tell you what we did. I got on Amazon and I said, get this one. It was a $160 gear wrench, you know, 25 to 250 or whatever. It works fine for what we're doing with it. I let the shop buy it. I personally don't need a digital torque wrench. I don't have anything I do where I would need one. I'm a dinosaur in that respect. Micrometer clicks and split beams is what I use. I'm really kind of a split beam advocate.
Can't figure out where their torque wrenches are under.
Drive tools, no? Or wrenches.
I think it'd be under hand tools. Torque adapters.
I took a look around on the Matco truck the other day. I mean, they got a lot of nice stuff, but look at it this way. You know, the Master Fuel Line disconnect set. It's a Lyle rebrand, and they mark it up $100. You know, I needed some oil filter wrenches. I'm actually doing services on these machines now, and I wanted a set of those stamped, you know, oil filter spin-on deals. You put the extension in the bottom, and I think that one is either a Lang or a Lyle rebrand, and it was $200, 21 pieces. I think if you get it from Lyle, it's $100 less or $80 less.
Yeah, there's a 745, but that's a 15 foot-pound to 350 or 300 foot-pound. They make one that's a touch less. That's 15 to 250.
Okay, now how much of that is the snap-on head? Is that a Precision Torque or a Precision Instruments, or is that?
Who'd Snap-on buy?
I think Precision Instruments, or what's the other one?
What's the other one?
Precision Instruments is Snap-on.
I don't think so.
I've got a little one in the back of my car. I could go look.
The old one, Snap-on used to get their torque wrenches through Precision Instruments.
Yeah. What's the other company?
I'll tell you in a second.
I just bought one.
AWC guy could probably beat me to it.
I just bought two of them. I bought 2 inch-pound torque wrenches, and I didn't get the ones with the snap-on heads. I got the regular, whatever they come with, and I saved $200 on each of them. I got them from McMaster Car. But they even say Snap-on the box. Is it Precision Instruments or is it... oh, fuck. What's the name of the other company?
CDI.
CDI, yeah. They might be...
It's CDI. I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, Snap-on bought CDI.
That's right.
Well, everybody else has already told us. I figured JWC and then Shannon would beat me to it.
Right. So my inch pounders are CDIs. My big split beam, my big half-inch one, that's a Snap-on. It's got a Snap-on head on it. And then my 3/8 split beam is a CDI.
Well, if you have an old enough Snap-on one, they are Precision Instrument.
Right. Right. I have to look in the box and see what the tag is. I want to say it's a CDI. Now, my 3/8 is a Precision Instruments, though. They look almost identical.
Yeah, they do.
And the other style we have is micrometer torque wrench. I like Proto. Very heavy duty. $100 to $200 less if you get it from the right spot. Snap-on's lighter, that's for damn sure. Matco uses gear wrench. Used to be an Armstrong.
I have a question for anybody that might know answer to this. Say, for instance, you go out and you buy a gear wrench, torque wrench, an Icon digital torque wrench, gear wrench digital, and you want to send it out for recalibration. Who will do it? And what will they charge?
It's not that expensive. It's less than $100.
Well, I've already heard from a guy. That's what I was going to hit Turner with. Is I heard from a guy that works at the other shop my owner owns that he bought the Icon torque wrench, and after using it for about a month, he said it took a nasty spill. What exactly he means by nasty spill, I don't know. But he said, I don't know what he calls a nasty spill. But he doubts its accuracy anymore. So he went to Harbor Freight and they gave him information who to send it to. He called them, and you know what they told him? They told him, oh, we would never even think of touching that thing.
Yeah, I got the same story from the guy at the airport when I was at the
and then he asked his Mac dealer, I believe, who he could possibly send it out to, and they gave him another company that does recalibration and stuff, and they gave him the same answer. And so I asked him, I said, well, what makes you think? Well, Fluff, I don't know if he means like from like 2 feet in the air, 3 feet in the air, or if it came off like he had it up on the hood of the car for some reason doing head gaskets or something, and as he's lowering the car, it rolled off and fell down 8 foot.
This was the Icon torque wrench?
Yeah. So far, he's been fine. And I said, well, what makes you think it's out of calibration? And he's like, well, 2 guys in here have Snap-on tech angles. And if I just torque to 100 foot-pounds and they come over and they recheck me, he goes, they're showing me I'm off by 20 foot-pounds. That I'm only getting 80 foot-pounds and not 100. And he goes, both of their tech angles are identical every time I try it.
Have they switched operators?
I don't know if they've switched operators.
I have an Icon split beam, and it's consistent, but it's off. Like if it's off 8 pounds, it's at 60 foot-pounds. I mean, that's more than 10% off. That's not acceptable. And calibrating a torque wrench is kind of a racket because your spec is 4% within the wrench's projected range.
They also checked it, Bluff. I should have mentioned this. They also checked it up against the gear wrench, digital torque wrench, and the gear wrench and the snap-on. We're giving them basically the same reading.
What they're checking,
those Icon is beeping about 20 foot-pounds too early.
Yeah, what they're checking for is, does it go off within 4% of your setting in the wrench's green range? The further away from the maximum setting you are, the more off they're allowed to be. So
I doubt this. I want to know who makes Matco's torque wrench.
Apex. They used to use Armstrong. And when Armstrong went to Apex Tool, now the Matco torque wrench is the same one you get at Lowe's.
You sure it's not made by AJ Manufacturing, the head, and the rest of the torque wrench isn't coming from Precision Torque or somebody like that?
The head is coming from AJ Manufacturing. The rest of the wrench is Apex Tool, whoever was making Armstrong's torque wrenches. I had one, and I liked it. It was a good wrench.
I mean, here in the United States, if I'm correct, for the most part, isn't Precision Instruments and CDI considered the two top manufacturers of torque wrenches in the country?
And Proto.
Well, don't they make them for Proto too? Precision
No.
Instruments?
I don't think so.
I believe so. They make Max. They make Max torque wrenches, CDI or Precision Instruments. Why wouldn't they make Protos?
It's a different pattern then. It's a different wrench. It's definitely a different wrench, but you might be right. It might be a Precision Instruments.
But aren't those are like the two that are considered the best?
Snap-on and Proto, or Snap-on and Precision Instruments. Yeah. Mitt Romney, who owns Apex, Gear Wrench, KD, and Armstrong. Damn.
Yeah, I didn't know if the Matco torque wrench was overseas or not.
Yeah. Their clickers are. I don't know about their digital, but their clickers are overseas now.
Well, I'm sure their digitals are too then.
Doesn't mean it's a bad wrench.
I didn't say it was bad wrench. I didn't know if they were overseas or if it was a USA product.
Yeah, they're light. You got to give them that. They are lightweight.
I've used them before. I used to work with a guy that all his digital torque wrenches were Matcos. I had no problem with them.
Who's are very nice and a good deal right now.
Probably the Matco torque wrenches, but I don't think they're that much of a deal. Aren't they pushing the same price as everybody else out there?
I just priced a Matco digital. They wanted $600 for the thing.
A half inch?
Half inch.
What was that one from Snap-on? What?
745.
745?
Yeah.
I bought mine when it was $4.99, and it came with a half-inch drive ratchet that was about the equal length of that torque wrench.
Oh, for breaking stuff loose?
Yeah, it was like a buy one get one deal. Like I said, when I look at the prices and how much this shit's gone up, I was like, holy shit.
I have to look at that link, JWC Tech. I'm outside right now. Don't go by me. I like everything. That's why I don't have anywhere to put nothing. I still got tools on the dining room table.
I'm trying to think when I bought my Snap-on torque angle. I think it's before 1999. I know that.
If I were to buy one, I'd buy a gear wrench.
2019. I'd say I probably bought it around 2017.
I think if I were to buy one, I'd buy a gear wrench for $160.
I've heard a lot of people say good things about the gear wrench torque, their torque wrench, their digital.
Yeah, well, we've got one now. We've got one at the shop. I'll send you some pictures of it. And I guarantee you it's going to be the same as the Matco. Just a different colored handle. Aries Tools? Oh, Aries Tools. That stuff on Amazon? It's just Taiwanese stuff rebranded. Could be the same as your Capri or anybody else. I'm finding it sad that most of the stuff on that Matco truck is overseas. Cornwell guy comes, and damn near everything on his truck is overseas. We can't even get American-made tools on the tool trucks.
Well,
I mean, what do you?
Matt Tools is doing the same thing though.
Yeah, and they're choosing to make their tools overseas. That's Stanley Black and Decker.
God, I got some socket trays. So curiosity, OG Scuba. You ever seen the God, what are they called? They're the aluminum machine built aluminum socket holders.
Oh, the ones I was talking about that time, the Tool Grid?
No. Why am I brain farting? Westling.
Westling Tool Grid, yeah.
The Westling tool sockets.
Yeah.
The socket holders. Those trays are pretty nice. They rattle a little bit as you open and close your drawers because tools do rock on them, but
I got one of those trays from Cornwell, magnetic tray with the little plastic socket nubs in it. I haven't set it up yet. Astro they're selling a copy of the Ernst Socket Boss now that uses their aluminum rails. I think they're an 18-inch tray with 3 aluminum socket rails in it. That should be badass. I really like the rails that their sockets come on. They're like a blue anodized or a black anodized rail, and the clips are pretty heavy duty.
just because I had nothing better to do, I did pick up a set of these. The flare nut sockets.
I have one of those. I think I have a 3/4.
I bought the whole set. They're the new Lyle set.
I have one. It's a snap-on. It's for
And I have to say, these are for the money. These things are solid feeling. I've not used them, but
I'd need a set of big ones for hydraulic lines.
I think Lyle just came out with the set for those too.
Yeah?
I believe so.
I want to look into that. Don't throw your impacts on them.
Fluffy. CP got me on it. No, it's not because of CP. It's because I told my tool truck, my Mac tool truck, to pick them up. I showed him the new set Lyle came out with, and he picked up 20 sets. And he had to hide set number 20 in a drawer of one of the toolboxes on his truck because he wanted me to have a chance of getting them since I let him on to him. And he basically gave them to me at his cost. Because he sold 19 other sets. So I picked them up because, hell, you never know when you're going to need them.
I need one of everything.
They're on their way, Fluffy. They're on their way. Lakes, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, I got to get that toolbox out. Oh, and it's heavy.
So you got a toolbox at a pawn shop by you that you're looking at?
Yep. I surely do. I surely do, but now I'm torn. I mean, it's a 54-inch Masters. It's blue. Let me see if I can pull it up. I'll pull up a picture of it and I'll show you. Let me see. It's a KRL 722 11 drawer. In royal blue. Yeah, see, I think this one, it says contact customer service, so I wonder if this model's discontinued. They're showing 9 drawers on the website, but I don't see any 11 drawer. Let me see if there's a picture.
Look up a KRL 1022. I think that's it.
1033 is a 72. 1022. Let me see. Here's a blue one. See if I can find the same box on here. Half their shit they don't even have a picture of, unless it's pink or purple now. Speed drawer, 9 drawer. Let's see what this one is. Oh, damn it, I just had it. Okay. It looks like this one.
So it looks like the 1022.
It looks like the 1022, but the label says 722 on it. That's why I think it must be a stolen box. It's brand new. The handles, the drawer liners, all the shit is still wrapped in plastic and it's still in the bottom drawer. And how did that end up at a pawn shop? And I can't imagine somebody. Well, could you imagine somebody taking delivery of a new box on their credit and then taking it to a pawn shop?
How many drawers did yours have, JWC? The 722. I'm just trying to think. I don't ask me why I have some of these numbers stuck in my head of models that the Snap-on has. But
See, I thought the 722s were all 9 drawer.
I think they were. They're shorter.
Right.
That's why I said step it up to. I was hoping I was right at 1022. Is it slightly taller, 54-inch?
Right, and it's got the 3 short drawers.
Yes, underneath the 2 big ones.
Right, it's got 3 short ones. This one has 3 short ones. See, he wants $3,800 for it. He'll play ball though. Let me show you the other one I was looking at. Where's the 72 by 30?
With a Montezuma?
Yeah.
I've never seen one of those in person.
I haven't either. I got to see one up close. There we go. $10% off. Okay, shop. Tool chests and cabinets. Okay, so they're calling the top a chest. What's the bottom? The cabinet. Yeah, here we go. So they got a 56 by 24 is $1,400.
JWC says they made the same model number. Well, it wouldn't have been a Master Series if it was only 24 inches in depth. That would have been what they called their classic Icon series when they originally came out with them.
That's what it is. I think it's 25 inches deep. The drawers are 24. The box is about 25 inches deep.
Then that's what they originally called their Icon series. And then they took that label off it when Harbor Freight came out with the Icon boxes. But they list those now. They list that box now in their Classic series. So if you look through their Classic, it's the Classic. If you look through it, they called it the Icon series. It looked like a Master in every way, shape, or form. It wasn't 30 inches deep, and it had slightly lesser wheel. The casters on it weren't quite as tough as what's on the Masters, but it's still the lock and roll and all that other shit.
Okay, so tool storage
series, and you'll see some that are in there. They used to call them Icon series.
Classic series tool storage. So they got Okay, 14.
It says
Okay.
KRL though on it.
Yeah, it says KRL.
I thought it was KR. Was it KRP or?
Then on the website here, they've got a KRA and a KCP 1422 or 2411.
I think the KCP is the one that is a Masters, between a Masters and an actual Classic.
Let's see. Let's look it up. 10 drawer. Well, see, that's got the same layout with 3 full-length drawers. So that's taller, and it's got an extra full-length drawer.
JWC says that KRL was a 24-inch depth, and the new ones are 30.
This one's 24
The
inches
Masters
deep.
never came out in a 24-inch depth, but
This is $8,165.
all I know, I've seen so many damn boxes, I can't keep all their different variations on my head.
Let's see. What's the KRA? See, now, this is what it looks like, except it looks like a 2411, but it's got another full-length drawer underneath the top one. That's a 24 by 54, 55 or whatever. 50. So I see what you're saying. It's a cross between a Classic and a Masters. It's not a Masters and it's not a Classic.
It's close to a Masters. But if it says KRL on it, KRL is a Masters coating.
Right.
But Snap-on's website is notorious for being totally out of date or wrong on the boxes and the pictures.
Okay, see, it looks like a KCP 2422. $55-inch.
I would agree with JWC on this. If it says KRL, unless the sticker has been stolen off of something.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm
I don't
thinking.
think Snap-on sells the sticker, though. I don't think you call Snap-on up and get a sticker. Doesn't have a serial number on it.
Yeah, where else do you find the serial number besides the sticker?
I'm trying to remember. I'm sure JWC Tech knows. I haven't looked at my own box, and I don't know what the hell damn. There's a serial number on it. I'm sure it's engraved or laser etched into it somewhere.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a 9 drawer.
JWC Tech says inside the bottom, under the bottom drawer of the box. So your main big bottom drawer. If you pull that out of the box, you'll have a serial number there.
I got you.
So I could find out for you exactly where it is. I just asked my Snap-on dealer, but
I'd have to go by there next week, take a picture of the label, take a picture of the box. I might do that.
bottom drawer if you have to. It's not hard.
Huh?
Pull out the bottom drawer if you have to. It's not hard.
Yeah, he'll let me do it too.
You can always call Snap-on and give them the serial number and ask them what the history on the box is. They may say, "Hey, that box says somebody owes $3,000 on it still."
or that box never made it to its final destination. It was supposed to be on this truck headed to such and such, and we lost tracking. Yeah, see, I see other boxes on the website here that have 3 full-length drawers. This one doesn't.
So they make them in a lot of variations.
Right.
It's like the Epics. The Epic, what's 68? You can get all full-length drawers in it, I think.
Nice. Let's see. Top chests, bottom chests, or bottom cabinets. Tool storage. Epic. So Epic is either 60, 68, 84, 144, or 120.
Or much longer than that if you want to go that big.
Ugh,
You can keep connecting to them.
Jesus. Start bolting 68-inch box or 84-inch boxes together.
You ever watch Diabolical 58?
Yeah, that thing of his is ginormous.
That is one sweet ass toolbox.
Yeah, but I'd have to live in it. Because my wife would definitely throw me out the house if I came home with one of those.
Yeah, JWC, mine is original. It's got one full-length drawer. So I think I have a total of 15 drawers in my box.
I wonder if they'll do different drawer configurations.
On what?
Like if you custom ordered one. Well, I don't think you can custom order shit right now. I don't think there's enough to go around. They're probably still filling toolbox orders from 2 years ago.
If you don't want to custom order them a box, if you got to put any money up front for it, because you might be dead before you get it.
Right. When I was shooting competitive, there was a guy in Hawaii that made the best leather sling you could buy for rifles. His name was Les Tam. And the only way to get one, you had to call him on the phone. You had to send him a check or a money order. And you had to wait for him to make it for you and send it to you. And it'd be a beautiful hand-tooled leather sling, and he'd stitch it for you and rivet it together and do it however you wanted. And I remember talking to the guy, and he says, "You better buy two, because I might be dead next week. I'm getting pretty old. And yours isn't going to get there for 6 months." Good night, Mrs. Frosty.
I tell you, I can't believe my Snap-on dealer lately. Now, any of my tools, well, my Snap-on and my Mac dealer have been doing this for a long time. So they really never push a toolbox. They just have boxes on their truck. And when they get one off their truck, they throw something else on their truck. But my Snap-on guy, I kid you not, every week for probably about the last 3 months, he's got 2 different toolboxes on his truck every week.
Really?
And I said something to him about it, and he's like, "Dude, they've just been buying them. They've just been buying them." And I'm like, "Dude, you don't even push them." I'm like, "Chris, you don't even push your boxes." Because no, man, that's a big decision. Somebody wants to talk to me real about getting a box. I'll work with them. I'll try to make a great deal with them. Because you know me, I don't go in there and vulture the young kids and say, "Hey, you got to buy this box." $50 a week for the next 30 years, 3,000 months.
Yeah.
And my Matco tool dealer, he's newer in the industry. He's only been doing it for like 2 years. He pushes boxes, but he's also going through boxes like crazy too.
See, my guy says he can't get boxes.
My Matco dealer, my Snap-on dealer are flying through boxes on their trucks. My Mac dealer, not so much.
I asked the Cornwell guy about a box. He had a nice box on his truck. I said, "What do these go for?" He says, "Oh, 11.9." Right there, I knew you are not buying a Cornwell box. There's no way I'm spending $12,000 on a fucking toolbox.
What do you think an Epic 84-inch freaking Snap-on bottom roll cab is?
Oh, 17?
20.
Yeah, but does anybody really pay 20?
No, I'm just saying that's what the retail is. It's 20.
That's
Well, I'm
the
sure there's some
retail.
guys out there that actually pay retail.
Oof.
Oh, there's guys that pay way more than retail when it's all said and done with all the interest they pay on them.
Yeah, it's true. Let's see. What is an Epic? Here's Epic. Let's say I want an Epic 68. Uh, 15. They're 15,000.
15 or 15,995.
Yeah, 15,995.
It's 16,000.
Yeah, 16. Here, 84. What's Echo Remote Lock?
Oh, that's a remote control lock. You get like your car.
140.
It's like your car, locks and unlocks your box like you unlock
Yep.
and unlock your car.
Yep. So yeah, okay, so that's a $3,000 option.
Well, for me, honestly, if I ever was going to go that far and buy that box, I would do it just for the fun of it because I keep those keys in my pocket at all times. And somebody be like, "Hey, Dave, can I borrow this?" I'd be like, "Yeah, it's in the third drawer." They'd walk down to the box, and right before they open the drawer, I'd hit lock.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, "Not."
How come the 84s only have one set of casters on them?
Because the box is built strong enough, it doesn't need casters in the middle like others do.
God damn. Oh, yeah, look at how thick the bottom is below the bottom drawer. Jesus.
Anybody says that Snap-on should have a set of wheels on the bottom of that box, I think there is an option to add that to it.
God,
But
that's a nice box.
never seen anybody sag a box.
Right. But look, it's built on a 2-inch boxed frame. It's built on a fucking 58 Ranchero chassis.
Well, all those boxes are built well. The Matco 6S is a beast.
That it is.
Maximizer's a tough ass box. The Snap-on Masters and Epics are tough ass boxes.
Very true. What about the Classic?
I think that's a little overpriced. It's still a good box, but I think it's overpriced.
They're all overpriced.
Well, they're all overpriced. I think for the cost of a Classic, you're better off to step up to a Masters.
Let me see something here. Oh, wow. All right, check this thing out. Let's see if I can blow this picture up. Without it saying get 10% off. This thing is $3,400.
Was that the Montezuma?
That's the Montezuma.
I've never seen one in person. Have you ever seen one in person, JWC?
Supposed to be a Husky toolbox on steroids, because I think they're building the Husky boxes, and they might even be building some of the Craftsman boxes. But their box is supposed to be heavier duty. It's only got one full. Well, it doesn't have a full length drawer. It's got one 2-bank drawer.
The long drawers are nice.
Yeah. See, and then you put a combination on it. Then you can add a locker to either side. And you got a hell of a toolbox for $6-7 grand. 1,400. Tool Vault. Tool Vault is a different deal, isn't it? Tool Vault is that website where they sell the knockoff boxes. Gator Built or Gator Pro or whatever, and Extreme, and even OEM Tools has got a big box out now too, don't they?
They may, I don't know. I know there's so much shit out in the market right now. It's hard to keep up with who's building what, what's being built by who.
Let's ask the kitty. What do you say, little fight? You don't know? He doesn't know. Everybody's got to be coming out with new shit. I just don't understand. We go right back to the beginning here. Why all we're hearing about is Harbor Freight from SEMA.
Because I guess they're the only ones that put out, well, they got a lot of people going to promote their shit, of course, and pay them to promote their shit and give them free tools to promote their shit.
So that's where the YouTubers are going.
But maybe they put out the most. See, I don't find it impressive that Harbor Freight came out with a set of pliers that look like these or these. I don't know what they look like. These are the 46 and the 47s.
Right.
So just for comparison's sake, that's the size difference.
Okay, so I just Googled
So they copycatted one of these, or they're copycats in between these two. Why is that so exciting? And then the pistol grip screw extractor style needle nose pliers. They totally copycatted that off Snap-on. Why is that exciting? It's not a new tool.
No, it's really not.
It's not something new to the industry. And then you copycat twin grips from Knipex, and you're going to sell them at Harbor Freight.
Right. I think what they did,
Well,
they've got,
JWC Tech's answering the question, his opinion right here.
I think what they did,
Well, I think Astro did too, JWC. I think Astro did a pretty good job of marketing their stuff.
Astro sells itself, though. Everybody uses Astro, and a lot of people don't even know they're using Astro.
Fluff,
See, when you Google it, you Google SEMA Tools 2023, and your first 10, your first, all your videos and your first 10 hits are all going to be Harbor Freight. So I think what happened is you can pay Google. It's all in how much you're paying to market your product, but you can pay Google for the use of different keywords or the amount of keywords that'll direct to your site. I know because we were working with a computer marketing company here in LA to try and get more hits on our website. And I'm wondering if Harbor Freight and Vim invested a bunch of money to where when you click on SEMA, it triggers Harbor Freight in the algorithm and goes to their video.
what, Fluffy, you like that toolbox? I take it. And you asked me what he does. He used to have a really, really small Mako box when he worked for Nissan. He quit Nissan, and he went to a real company, Chevrolet. And he worked at Chevrolet, made his fortune, and bought that box. Now, if you think that one's big, you should see what he has at work. And now I'm all totally joking with you, Fluffy. Diabolical is independently employed. He works for himself.
Fluffy doesn't like Snap-on boxes.
What he does is not that important, but Diabolical is self-employed. He owns his own company. Obviously does quite well.
A wiser man than I. Shit. Astro did look like they had a really nice booth. No, it's all about the algorithm, Fluff. You know, you throw more money at them, and they can key more people in on your ads. And I think Harbor Freight really squeezed them. They're pretty aggressive
Very
right now.
true statement, OG.
Yeah.
Diabolical is also very methodical about everything. Everything's got to be just perfect. Nothing is going to get half-assed by that man.
Vim's another one. I'm not, I like Vim stuff. I got nothing against Vim, but their shit's all rebranded too. They're not building anything. They do come up with some neat gadgets, though.
Well, they are a designer. They just pay somebody else to make it.
Yeah, and it's nice watching those two guys argue with each other on Tuesdays. That's fun. Let's see.
Oh, geez, Scuba. Whenever I think I'm big shit, I go to his channel. He's talking about diabolicals.
Man, that's a lot of toolbox. I'll be right back. Something very important to do. Watch out, TV.
It's so very true, JWC. I gotta fix my bad light bulb in here. I got like shades on me. Yeah, he's got a lot of tools.
Let's see. Let's see who else went where.
He's got a lot of tools, and Diabolical's also got a lot of talents.
4 end boxes.
You ever seen any of the cars he's done? Or the car he's currently working on? He knows his way around with welding very well, metal fabrication.
Okay, here we go. Here's somebody that didn't go to Harbor Freight. Koken and some of the German manufacturers here.
Let's see if I can't make it.
Been through the show.
What do you mean by that, Fluff?
He's looking at car dollies, complete car dollies. They got here a pallet jack that'll lift up a car and move it around the shop. Boxo. Boxo's got some nice shit out. You ever seen those sets? It's a toolbox with a bunch of, foam liners in the drawers, and they're all pre-set up for you.
Yeah, Diabolical's been big into racing, big into car restoration. He's got a lot of experience in a lot of categories.
Oh, damn.
No, Fluff, I'd have to say Diabolical wants nothing to do with that.
Check this out.
Others may try to drag him into that, but I would have to stick to Diabolical side and say no, he's not interested in that.
That's pretty sweet. Not available at Harbor Freight. Sorry, guys.
All right. All's good, Fluff. You're good.
Neutral. Nobody's fighting.
No, he was questioning was Diabolical like a problem child on the internet, and I'm like, no, not by any means. He doesn't want any drama.
No, most people don't. I think anybody that says that might have thin skin.
Others like to try to maybe drag him into the drama, and he does his very best at staying out of the drama.
Yeah, thin-skinned individuals. There's Wira. Oh no, it's Star Willie. Star Villa. They're showing digital torque wrenches. Not available at Harbor Freight, guys. Sorry. Seems like they had a whole building full of stuff there, not just a Harbor Freight booth. Oh, I see. They got a torque wrench. You pop the end out. You can pop the head off and put different drive sizes in there.
Who's that?
Stavilla.
Stavilla.
He's probably trying to figure out how to say it in English. I don't know. Oh man, they got twisted wrenches. Let's see what else is on here. That's not Harbor Freight. Oh, look, a toolbox. That's not a Harbor.
Jason's got a question for you.
No, brother. I use Harbor Freight tools just like everybody else, but god damn it, everything at SEMA can't be centered around Harbor Freight tools. And I'm kind of with Dave on this one. You know, we're giving them too much credit for copying other people's shit.
Well, I thought SEMA was about new tools, something totally new to the industry.
Yeah, not copy.
Harbor Freight's new tools, but those are copies, so there's nothing new about them. Just different manufacturer now. If that makes any sense.
Don't get me wrong, man.
Snap-on didn't get any praise, or Mac Tools didn't get any praise, or any other big guys out there didn't get any praise. It's because they didn't show up to the fucking show. So,
and then everybody picks on them because they're expensive. We don't want to spend any money.
No, but I'm saying still, if you don't get any praise, you don't get any praise for what you showed at SEMA. It's because you showed up with boring shit that everybody already knows about and seeing. And let's face it, how many shop owners are going to buy a Snap-on tire balancer, a Snap-on tire machine, or a Snap-on alignment rack when Snap-on doesn't even make the damn thing anyway?
Right.
Most people go Hunter with alignment machines. There are other brands out there that are very good and capable, but Hunter seems to be the most popular.
Trust me, I'm not against Harbor Freight. I'm just thinking right now we're giving them too much credit.
It said, what happens if the Icon line doesn't go well?
We're all shit out of luck.
No, you already know the U.S. General is going to stay there. It's there to stay. It ain't going anywhere.
Well, that's the best thing they ever came out was U.S. General.
You already know their Pittsburgh ain't going anywhere. Their Doyle ain't going anywhere.
Well, Doyle might.
Let's face it. You look at the scratch and dent sites for Icon on Harbor Freight. I've looked at a few of them, and there are times there's shit on there that I don't see a damn flaw in that's like visible enough to say we're discounting this box that much.
Right, but even on scratch and dent, it's too expensive.
But I've seen some killer deals on their scratch and dent thing, and I think these are boxes they just can't get the fuck rid of. They get damaged on their showroom floor. They get a slight scratch or slight nick or something on their showroom floor, and they figure, we can't sell this, so they put a new one out there.
The Icon tool truck is coming.
Yeah, how dare you do that clickbait shit?
Hey, we never thought there'd be a gear wrench tool truck, right?
The Harbor Freight showed up to the show. They showed up to the show with something to talk about. So did BIM. So did Astro. There's a few companies that showed up with shit to talk about. And that's why they're getting
all
on YouTube, because if you're Snap-on, you showed up with nothing new and nothing to talk about. What the hell are you going to do about it? Nobody's going to talk about it.
Thanks, JWC Tech. That's that RS socket boss thing.
So when it comes to Snap-on, let's face it, any tool show is Snap-on ever the star of the show?
They don't have to be.
They don't ever try to be. They think they're cocky enough. They think their shit speaks for itself.
Well, it kind of does.
Well, to those who might like them, yes.
I've never grabbed a snap-on tool and put it on a fastener and been worried about, am I going to get that fastener off? I've grabbed a cheap socket or a cheap end wrench and put it on a fastener and wondered, oh man, when is this thing going to spread? Or, am I going to break this socket? Oh, sure, Raging, but like Cal Hawk is trash too. Harbor Freight's not the only one out there selling trash.
No, but
But
like I said,
nobody else is taking
if the cost of having all that stuff in the Harbor Freights sitting on their shelves, and the average Joe still goes in and they think about that icon and they say, no, I'm going to just get the Pittsburgh. If that icon sits there too long, it wouldn't shock me for a minute. A year or so, 2 years, boom, icon vanishes.
Oh yeah.
When icon gone, no lifetime warranty no more.
Well, look at Earthquake Electric Tools. If you bought a one of them Earthquake Electric impact wrenches, you're fucked. There ain't no batteries for them anymore. That line is deceased. And the older Earthquake impacts, those are gone now. They're being replaced with a version of the Thor. I don't know.
I don't like about the Thor, it's not comfortable.
I used mine the other day.
Do you find it to be like unbalanced tool?
Oh yeah, it's a chunk. It's heavy. I only grab it when I need it. I use the when I reach for an impact wrench now, I grab the little Nano. The little Nano's 500 foot-pounds, and it's tiny. Oh, Fluffy had a stream last night. I didn't get an invite. I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Why would you get an invite? You should have got a notification.
Yeah. All right. Let's see.
Yeah, your shop seems to be struggling, Fluff. I wonder why. You guys have been so up and down and slow and shit.
Struggling shop. I want to see somebody else come out with a line. I mean, nobody's saying anything about any of the other guys. I mean, Tecton or Capri or what's that Craftsman V series? I don't see any of that stuff on there.
On what?
I mean, I'm sure they had booths, but did anybody visit it? Is anybody talking about it?
I would have to be honest with you. I don't know what the fuck Craftsman's doing. I don't even know if they'd show up to it. I don't know if they'd show up to it big or not. Because even though they announced they're coming out with something, it seems to be so slow to hit the market. And I'm actually seeing stuff already being wholesaled out of stores like Lowe's and shit.
Yeah, which is sad because.
And I mean, the shit just gets there, and like 3 weeks later, they're marking the shit down.
Oh, Stanley Black and Decker invests all that time and money into the line, and then what the fuck?
I think Craftsman just got a shit name for themselves. They developed a shit name for themselves when Sears ditched them and no longer was American made.
Well, Sears didn't have any choice. That was, they were going under. The only way that any of the higher ups could retire was to sell off Craftsman and run away with whatever the profits from the sale were. Use the rest to cover everything.
Yeah, like I said, when Craftsman keeps talking about they're releasing something, you have no idea. You can probably order it online with no problem, but you have no idea when it's actually going to hit shelves in your Ace Hardwares, in your Lowe's. What's up, Diabolical? How you doing, John? Now, a couple of us were just drilling over your toolbox a little while ago. Yeah, like I didn't even know they were doing an overdrive, to be honest with you, JWC, until somebody online showed there's overdrive sockets. Not that I really give a shit about them that much, but yeah, their marketing sucks. No doubt about it.
All right, Fluffy. I'll shoot you an email next time. Yeah, the mid-leg swivels look really nice. And they look the same as Sunx's deep swivel, believe it or not.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see those JWC and the price point they were talking about.
Let me see if they're out yet. If they're out yet, I'll have a set in 2 weeks or a week.
I don't know when they said the release date that'd be, but the price point on them was good.
As soon as they come out, I'll get them. I use the shit out of those. And honestly, I use the 3/8 pinless swivels every day, and I haven't broken one. I'm starting to use the 1/2 inch all the time. They're big. That's the only problem with the Astros is they're kind of, the pinless ones are kind of big.
By the way, just so you guys all know, we can do this since he's not online right now that we know of. Fluffy Mexicanic has invited everybody to Lake's new house this summer for a barbecue that Lakes is throwing all his YouTube fans. Yeah, how does he keep winning everything, Fluff? What's his secret? Every time you do a giveaway, he wins.
Rigged.
Now, Lakes is doing something.
He's rigged. It's rigged, I tell you.
I still can't believe my ass wiped out coming off the alignment rack today. Makes me
Don't
feel like
feel
a
bad.
man.
Don't feel bad. I bought a new creeper for the shop the other day. I crawled out from underneath a machine, and I almost couldn't get up off of it. I was stuck. They wanted me to change the hydraulic oil in this thing. Got like a 3/4 inch plug and a 15-gallon hydraulic tank. You got to change it on your back.
Yeah, I slipped off the alignment rack when it was about, I don't know, 3.5 feet, 4 foot up in there.
You know, we do the snow for people's houses and churches and parties and shit. We got those ice chippers up on stake beds. And the boss, he's kind of short. He's like 5'5", 5'6". And he slipped off the back of the stake bed once, right? He caught himself as he's coming down, but before he hit the ground, his belt got caught on one of those little hooks on the side of the stake bed, and he got stuck about 8 inches off the ground. His feet were dangling. He couldn't touch down, and he couldn't pull himself back up.
Well, Shannon, it all matters which way I go. That's a question I really don't know, how far I am from the Wisconsin border. Well, just imagine, say, I actually live north of it, but say from Detroit, I'd have to pick up 94, run all the way through Chicago, come all the way up through Illinois into Wisconsin, or I could run, say, Michigan straight across Lake Michigan, and in Ludington area, pick up a ferry and drive straight across to Wisconsin, or get a boat to take me straight across Wisconsin. So actual mileage, I don't know. Either way, it's not going to be fast. Frosty's 6'9", weighs 493 pounds, and has 32-inch biceps, brother.
Frosty's getting shorter.
Yes, so am I.
The suspenders are making me shorter. Ugh, and fatter. Ugh. For those of you that think I don't like Harbor Freight, I've got a brand new Harbor Freight toolbox in the back of this car here.
But didn't you mention tonight's trash night?
Yeah, that it is. My dad bought it for me. It was cool. Cheap. I think the top box was $99 and the bottom was $149. It's one of them blue 26 inches. In the nice Chinese box. A whole army of children probably worked for like an hour to put this thing together.
Fluffy's tall.
Hey, Dave, I'm going to send you a video.
I was 5'11" and a half-ish or so in my high school years. I think I'm about 5'10" now.
I sent you a couple of videos. You can see my build. Oh, I'm just sick of hearing about how they're the greatest thing ever, Raging.
You're over 6 foot, though, aren't you,
I got-
Frosty?
Huh?
You're over 6 foot tall, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm the short one in the family. Yeah, I got the little stacker, the 26-inch. I was actually thinking of getting the 44 when they had them for like $249 and $149. You could pick up the whole set for $400, but then they shot the price back up. But then I thought, I'm not buying another 20-inch deep toolbox. I'm not doing it. This one was a gift. I'm happy with that. I'll end up putting electrical stuff in it, screwdrivers, whatever. Temporary solution. I can tell you, though, I was
I got a northern tool.
at how heavy. I was impressed at how heavy that box is. Does anybody have any clutch stuff from Northern Tool? You ever had any clutch tools, Dave?
I can't think about right now.
I know they're cheap.
I'm trying to think if I have a northern tool anywhere close to me.
Yeah, I have that same little roll cart, Fluff. I've got one, and I bought it for the packaging guys, and we were able to get a bunch of shit in there, but don't load the drawer down and open it. That fucker will fall over. I use a 5-drawer at work. Their 5-drawer open bottom cart, and I got a lot of shit in that. I think I have 2 of those. I bought one for my brother in yellow, and I've got a blue one. There's nothing wrong with their carts. As a matter of fact, I have a Snap-on 40-inch roll cart, and if I could do it over again, I would skip it and go buy 2 of those full bank carts from Harbor Freight. And I'd have enough money left over to fill up one of them with tools. But when I go to sell that Snap-on cart, I'll get at least $1,200 for it. You know, you turn around and sell the Harbor Freight one, you're going to get screwed. Ooh.
Are you going to try to do your own injectors, Raging?
It's just a slide hammer, isn't it?
No, you're talking to the wrong guy. I've never worked on a diesel of that caliber.
I mean, the ones you really needed to work to get the injectors out, those are the old ones, indirect injected motors. And I mean, those things don't even exist anymore. They pulled them all off the road. You're talking like 2-stroke Detroits and stuff like that. All you need now is flare nut socket, and I think it's a slide hammer that you screw onto the fitting on top. You screw onto the JIC threads, and you knock them out of there.
I'm trying to think who would be familiar with that. who would be familiar with that would actually tell you what you need, Raging. Hey, Raging, you should possibly get in touch with one mechanic. I'm pretty sure you know who I'm talking about. And ask him if he is familiar with what you'll need to pop the injectors out of that motor. From my understanding, that Volvo is basically a Cummins slightly modified by Volvo. Or diabolical. It might be leading on to something here. I don't know what he's talking about here.
I don't know. I think they make more than one line. They have a Volvo engine.
They have a Volvo engine, but to my understanding, it's kind of a reworked Cummins. But I do believe one mechanic, Dave, is pretty familiar with and he's a nice guy. I'm sure he'd tell Raging what he needs to know or what he needs to buy, and even the cheapest thing he can get to get the job done. I mean, there's other places I could send him, other people I could send him to, but
I got a buddy that works for
some of
Freightliner.
these guys might be a prick and not give him good answers.
Oh, it looks like it's a. That's a strange looking puller. Volvo and Mack injector puller. Oh, here's one that looks like a slide hammer. Let's see. Yeah, it's a slide hammer. They're $135.
They're how much?
$135. And then there's another one. Injector cup installer tool. That's got to be for an old. They don't use cups anymore. There's NOx and particulate sensor removal tools. There's injector removal tools.
Were you on Amazon?
Just Google.
Yeah.
Injector sleeve remover and installer. I guess you can score one pretty bad.
Raging's saying they still use cups on the motor he's talking about.
The cup. Okay. Because they're all direct injected now.
I think Raging, you have the D16, don't you? D13. So I was wrong guess. I always thought you said D16.
There's a tool that removes the injector without pulling the sleeve. Let's see. I guess it depends. Yeah, you really got to know what motor's in there.
What model Volvo you have, Raging? I think they only give one motor option on that model.
Here's one looks like a fucking ball joint press. What the hell is that?
He's got a 2020 Volvo VNL 860. Now you just got to figure out what motor comes in the VNL 860 in 2020.
Here's a kit. It's $200.
And it'd be our luck. There's 3 options.
Yeah. I wonder if that's it. Looks like replacement hardware for kitchen cabinets. That could be it. I am not a Volvo expert.
You said you're asking the wrong guy.
Yeah, I could ask my buddy that works over at Freightliner. He would probably know. Ow!
Because all those engines are pretty freaking similar.
Yeah. They all are now.
You get a hold of somebody that works on is familiar working on those diesels.
You know who would know is probably Clay Kuhn.
He may or may not.
He worked on a lot of heavy duty stuff. He's actually a really nice guy. If you,
I don't know though. Yeah, but I don't know if he's worked on anything that recent. I'm
That's
sure he
true.
can get the answer for you.
That's true.
You could also ask Justin Sturgis.
Yeah.
But the guy I mentioned, one mechanic, Dave, he might know.
What are you doing with your truck, Raging? Is it parked right now? Yeah, Volvo D11, D13, and Mac. That's that weird slide hammer looking thing. Just drive for somebody else for a while? Ow. Goddamn internet is so slow in here. Can't hardly look up anything.
What internet company you have out there?
I think we're getting everything from DirecTV.
My internet's fast as hell, but it comes at a price.
Well, I'm so far away from the modem. I think it's just in this room. If I was on the other side of the house, it'd be a little easier. Yeah, there's a kit here, Raging.
Yeah, I can
It
get
look,
upwards of 1,000 meg download speed at the right time of day. That's on a wired connection. Wireless, probably about 600.
well, mine's just struggling to get a connection. That's all. But it looks like, let's see, there's a kit here. And it's got the tool for the injector, the sleeve, the nozzle, the cup, the sleeve, the tube, and the installer set for D11, 12, 13, 16, and FM 12. They're $300. And then there's a video on using, and it says you can make the tool to remove them. Probably have to you just have to weld a nut to a larger size bolt and put a sleeve over it.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything about the new Harbor Freight trailer. If anybody wants to pop on, you're more than welcome. I even welcome the Chinese trolls. I've only seen a few things from SEMA.
I don't know. I was watching that one guy's video. There was some pretty neat shit out there. Especially that car dolly. That was slick.
Oh, shit. You mean we're going back an hour, JW?
Are we losing an hour or are we getting an hour?
I think we just lost an hour.
Is it spring or is it fall? It's
We had
fall.
to lose an hour. We just leaped back an hour.
Yeah, it's 11:30 here. What time
That
is it?
means it gets dark now at 5 o'clock at night. 5:30.
Yeah, okay.
You wake up in the dark to go to work. You go to home in the dark.
Well, it's still 11:30 now. So what time is it there? 1:30?
Yeah.
That's tonight.
Your clock automatically rolled back on your computer, whatever you're looking at, and most of your shit probably.
Well, not me, because I'm on Pacific time. It hasn't happened yet. It'll happen in 20 minutes.
True.
It'll go from 11:59 to 11:01, right? Or from ow, god damn it.
I thought they were gonna get rid of this daylight savings shit.
Oh. See that little foot sticking out there?
It's 1:40 here too, Fluff. But
This
you
guy-
guys do daylight savings time, don't you? I thought Arizona and New Mexico were the only two states that don't.
This guy has got razor blades on all his feet and he needs a new home.
Yeah. So at 2, it's going to be 1 again.
Don't fall down. Come here, little guy. Don't fall down.
Yes, it was JWC.
Oh, shit.
I'm trying to remember what states don't recognize daylight savings. I know Arizona's one. I thought New Mexico was another.
I'm googly crippled right now, so I can't look it up.
I have a feeling that Alaska doesn't either.
Oh, they
I know Arizona for a fact because I have family that lives there.
There we go. Hawaii and Arizona do not observe daylight savings times. Just Hawaii and Arizona. Alaska counts. Alaska's got their own problems. They have like 3 months of darkness. Yeah, that's true, Rage. And I was in Alaska the opposite time of year, and it was no, it was that time of year. That's right. It's not actually sunny though. It's kind of gray light. It's really weird. When you walk outside, you can see everything. The sun's out, but it's not really. You can't see the sun up in the sky, but it never really sets. It's always on the horizon, so there's always light. Weirdest damn thing. I couldn't get used to it because if you didn't look at your watch or your phone, you didn't know what time it was. You didn't have any idea what time of day it was. We were up there for like a week. Best goddamn halibut fishing in the world is in Alaska.
Yeah, I still got to make my way to Alaska to hook up with my buddy. I have a buddy that was a state trooper in Anchorage. He hated it and he got transferred, moved. I can't remember the name of the bay, but it's where they used to film Alaska: The Last Frontier.
Prudhoe Bay or something.
Whatever it is, that's where he works now, and he loves it. It's a very little crime, very little issues. More than anything, he just has to help keep peace and drive around when bad storms happen on his sled and shit, and make sure everybody's okay. And
My wife and I went on a cruise up there this year, and I'll tell you something. Juneau, Alaska is probably the greatest place on earth. You can only get there by float plane or boat. The tourists are confined to like one block. Everybody kind of keeps to themselves. I mean, it looked like paradise to me. course, it was fucking freezing.
And my buddy keeps telling me to come up there this time of year, this time of year. We'll go fishing. We'll get fucking kick-ass salmon, halibut, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to just go for 5 days or 6 days or 7 days. I want to be gone for like 14.
What's wrong with making your own hooch, Tarek? Frosty's been known to make a little rye whiskey. I mean, fuel. So there is other stuff at SEMA.
I didn't see anything about Rolls Royce yet. What's up with Rolls Royce, John? That was so intriguing. And hey, Tarek, what's up? Nice to see you on.
How's the brown eye?
Now we're getting a school lesson here.
He's mansplaining. Yep. Spring forward and fall back. Oh, yeah, bathtub wine. That's not cool. My buddy and his brother went to UTI in Arizona. They did the auto diesel program back in the late 90s.
Gotcha,
And
John.
some of the indigenous folks out there would drink Lysol and lie in the irrigation ditches, probably looking for mystical visions.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the great, the wonderful, and the powerful Tarek of Oregon, United States of America. Tarek is now live with us. We should all be so very grateful. Cherish the moment. Do not let this moment get by you.
I hear Tarek's coming out with his own line of anal bleaching products.
I think Tarek got in your head too much with that shit.
Well, you know, there's manscaping and then there's truly taking care of yourself.
Yeah, did you see Fluffy did a short in his shop today? They took care of somebody. That
Ooh.
short was off the hook, Fluff.
I didn't see it. I sent you a text. Showed you where I was today.
Let's see if I find it real quick.
I gotta find a power cord. This thing's gonna die. See if I can find my keys. Oh shit, we got a kitten standoff going on here.
no.
Oh dear.
That was Fluff's video.
Shame on you, Fluffy.
Oh, I forgot it was members only. I'm sorry about that, Fluff. I forgot it was members only.
Say hello, little Tixie. We're inundated with cats. I don't know what to do about it.
So it was evap core cleaner? Fluff says that was evap core cleaner.
Ooh.
I'm sure nobody's going to report you, Fluff. In fact, I'll just delete this live. That way nobody sees it.
You could use that. That'll clean your evac core. No, your members ain't going to report nothing.
I totally forgot that was a members only video, though.
Not no mo. It's gone viral.
Yeah, I had to go to the bathroom, and all of a sudden I saw Fluffy Mexicanic uploads a new video. But it helped me go to the bathroom faster.
If you were on the wrong end of that thing, you'd go to the bathroom real fast, Dave.
Are you guys talking about your cats getting vocal? There must be something in the air. My male cat's become very vocal. All he does everywhere I walk around the house, meow, meow, meow. It's like, dude, you're a male. You can't be in heat. What the fuck's your issue?
He's mad at something.
He wants my attention, probably. I give him my attention. And he still sits there. Meow, meow, meow. I mean, I stopped touching him. You know, just tell him, go away. Go play with Go play with your brother.
Oh, this one here we
Other
call.
cat don't bug me.
This one is Lungs McGinty. He can really bitch and complain when he wants to. Talk to the hand.
That's a little ass cat.
Yeah, he's just a baby. Problem is, there's 4 of them, and the only way you can tell them apart is the shape of the spot on their head. And then there's a tuxedo. Uh-oh. You're too little to fall from that distance there, buddy. Come on. Get off, Daddy. Get off Daddy's ass. God damn it.
You guys claws in your back?
Yeah. It's all right. I'm not leaking that bad. He's almost to the top again. Yeah, he's up there somewhere. I just can't reach him. Oh, almost got him. Oh, that's gonna cramp. Oh, gotcha. Oh, fuck. Now I don't want to let go. Aha, gotcha. There's his mom. This little one's going to the vet next week. Her store is closing. I let that cat out right now. She'll be knocked up by morning.
What'd you take a hoe in for?
Huh?
So you got a whole cat?
Oh, yeah. Hey, I didn't ask for it. She just showed up one day. I was out on the fucking porch talking to you, and she crawled up my leg. Crawled up under my jacket. Been here ever since. I don't know whose fucking cat that is. That was a year ago. And that's their second litter. Then I got the other one, that Calico here. I brought her home from work. She had a litter of kittens at work, and somehow she got knocked up while she was still pregnant with that litter. I brought her home right after she weaned her kittens, and a week later I take her to the vet, and they're like, "Oh, she's already pregnant, you know." I'm like, "You got to be shitting me." I said, "Do they have like faces and claws and tails?" And they're like, "Yeah." Oh, fuck. So my poor wife, we were going to get new carpets and paint, and she's had new drapes sitting in a box for a year and a half. But the cats keep destroying the house. They're not all good like this one. Aren't you? This one stays outside.
My male cat's both in and out. But I found him outside. It's hard to keep him from wanting to go back out.
Yeah.
Now, I don't worry about him. He's a Maine Coon. His ass, he'll kick the shit out of a coyote one-on-one.
I believe it. This here is Igor Udonsky. Because he doesn't live here, but he lives here.
My cat's favorite meal, I think, is rabbits.
I believe it.
No, dude, my daughters are like, he can't catch a rabbit. And we're sitting eating dinner one night this last summer, and all of a sudden I hear this screeching noise.
Uh-oh.
I start laughing at the kitchen table. It was not too hot out, so the door, the screens were open, and my daughter's like, "What the hell is that?" And I'm like, "Don't ask." And my daughter gets up. She goes, "Look!" She's, "Oh my God, Dad! Charlie's out there eating a rabbit." I'm like, "Told you, he likes rabbits."
Yeah, if they're not sharing with you, that's their favorite. Because usually they want to show you what they killed. Oh, this guy's healing me right now. Look. He's a good boy. This here's my buddy.
My Maine Coon I wish he was here right now so I could grab him and pick him up. I think he's outside. It's about 32 pounds.
I know a guy that had two of them. One of them died. It was really, really sad. You get a big cat like that, it's like a big dog. They got personality.
Well, you gotta be careful on this guy. He's an asshole. I found him as a little itty bitty kitty in the snow while I was plowing the snow outside.
Not for long.
And I brought him in the house, and he kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I, of course, took him to the vet and all this stuff.
Right, Fluff.
And he's a big cat. Let's just say that. But he never ever fucks with me or crosses me. But every once in a while, he'll swap at other people that come around. If he's in the house, he'll do his little, hiss at him and shit. And he's too big of a cat for that shit. I tell people, just ignore his existence. He'll leave you alone.
Fluff, to some extent they are. This guy, he's my buddy when he wants to be. But if he doesn't want to be bothered, he won't let you near him. Uh-huh. Do it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
How big's the house,
Shut up.
Shannon?
Yeah, Fluff, dogs can be crybabies, but you got to understand, your dog is a different kind of animal. Your dog loves you. Your dog needs you. Don't you? He's just up there looking down on us.
Just the furnace? No AC? You don't need anything else?
You got anything new coming out in the M12 line?
I'm sure they do. I don't know. That pass-through was probably their last.
Yeah, I'm not into that one. I would like to get the boots for my rig. I've been really happy with those. I wouldn't switch.
What's that?
I have my high torque and my mid torque are rigids. They're not Milwaukee's. I'd like to get the boots for them. I'll tell you what, I have never had a problem with the batteries coming loose or anything like that.
Well, the internals of the rigid high torque are basically the same as
The Milwaukee,
race in Milwaukee.
right? The mid and the high torque. I've got both. The high torque is a fucking beast. Let me tell you. It is just all kinds of low end grunt. Let me tell you. The mid torque's awesome too. I got no complaints with either one of them. I know the plastic's stronger on the Milwaukee. Their protective shell or whatever. But I've been happy with the octanes. I'll use them until they die. Don't like fast charging batteries. They all charge kind of fast now. Even that Ryobi mid-torque's not bad. I would like to have another ratchet, though.
I have a ratchet that was given to me to play with. That I don't know. For me, it's still awkward feeling.
Which ones you get?
The sealed head DeWalt, where it's either 3/8 or 1/2 inch drive. Don't ask me part number. I don't know what the part number is. I'm sure JWC Tech knows the part number of the sealed head cordless DeWalt.
I'm tempted to buy the Hercules.
But my Mac dealer gave it to me with a 4 amp hour battery, I think, on it. It's a 20 volt. And I actually have a power stack. It's way slimmer, way smaller that I'm going to put on it and see if it feels any better to me. But it's got some serious torque. It doesn't have the exact same kind of a button the Snap-on has, but they still call it I don't know. I like it. The toggle button, toggle trigger, whatever.
I was going to get one of these.
It seems like a nice ratchet. I just wonder, it feels a little, I don't know. Anytime you pick up a tool that's totally different than what you're used to, I guess you're going to have different views on it originally.
What do you think of that one?
Was that a rigid?
Yeah.
That looks like it's built very similar to the DeWalt.
It does. Battery sideways. If you put the small battery in it, I think it'd be all right. I've got an M12 ratchet, and I use it all the time, but it'd be nice to have something with a bigger battery.
It's a DCF 510. I never even paid attention to the part number in the box. That's why I asked the JWC Tech knew offhand what it is. I'll say so far, the little bit I've used it, it'd be cool if it was extended reach.
Come on, internet.
No, this is time, Fluff. You turn over to your girlfriend and be like, are you ready to do it now? And she goes, we just did it an hour ago. So, no, we didn't. It's still 110.
Best way to stop that's to get married.
It matters, raging. Stay away from schoolyards with that thing. It's one thing I've never bought yet. It's an AR-15.
Have you built one?
No.
I have several. I'm not going to say they're the end all be all, but it depends on what you're doing. I mean, it's inexpensive to shoot. It's easy to make really accurate. And if you're into tinkering, I mean, it's like the Lego set for the adult. You can pretty much do whatever you want with it.
You said similar to the what?
Huh?
Would you say it's similar to?
It's like a Lego set for the adult.
Oh,
You can pretty much configure it any way you want to. You know, I've got two that were match rifles, so they were set up just like an old service rifle. And I've got that one Mall Ninja thing, the Daniel Defense, and then I've got a 6.5 Grendel. I don't shoot them that much. Well, they can be one size fits all. That's for damn sure. But what I want, if I were to get another AR, it'd be a carbine. I would do one of those 9mm pistol caliber carbines. That would be fun. One of these days I'll have time to go shoot again.
move to Chicago. You'll be able to shoot every night.
I work in South Central. We can shoot anytime we want. Last AR I built, we test fired in the freezer.
Raging, you're wrong on that. It can be in the semi. You're on private property. I believe you can have it with you on private property.
Probably depends on the state.
I don't know who's going to roll up and say, "Hey, open your door. Do you have an AR-15 in your truck?"
Oh, here's that
That's
deal.
right. Raging's a company truck. I totally forgot about that.
Oh yeah, DCF 10. Oh yeah, very similar to the rigid. A 3/8 and half-inch sealed head ratchet. Does that mean you change the anvil out?
Yeah.
Like 3/8 or a half? That's not a bad looking piece. I hear they got an extended head, one DCF 503. Oh no, that's a 12 volt. I'm sorry. You got a China knockoff up there too. I don't own that much DeWalt. I don't know why.
It's yellow and it hurts your eyes.
No, it's just not the first one I go to. I don't.
Well, I agree. If you already are in the battery lineup, stick with it.
I have a drill and driver and one impact. We've got that big old impact wrench, so we do have some, but I don't know. Maybe it's price, maybe it's availability. Just never caught my eye that well. I never saw anything from their lineup that said, "Ooh, I have to have that."
Well, I think DeWalt makes a lot of mistakes. Like DeWalt upgraded their mid torque impact, half-inch drive impact, and it's a beast. Then they upgraded their half-inch drive, and it's a beast. But from the outside, without a careful eye, you only notice it at the anvil and on the buttons, it looks the same as their old shit. The tool itself, from a quick glance, looks no damn different. It's the same size, same dimensions, everything looks no different. So I think they're failing there because people aren't going to notice that's a new tool.
Gotcha.
Where Milwaukee, when they came out with their last generation, their Gen 4, I believe they're up to Gen 4 now, new half-inch high output impact, that they shortened it up, they changed it. It's definitely different. So when you walk through the store, you see the difference. And you're like, stop by and you might look at it. You're like, oh, what's this? I don't have this yet.
Yeah. Okay, Rigid does have an extended head ratchet. You can get them both for $388. That's not a bad deal. It's not a great deal. Looks like one's a 1/4 inch though, unless it's just the picture. Oh, 3/8 and 1/2 inch ratchet. 55 foot-pounds. Wonder what the
You can open carry here in Michigan too without a permit, as long as you're not a convicted felon. But you almost like never see anybody do that. I mean, I can't recall the last time I seen somebody open carrying. Like obviously open carry.
I would think it would invite some unwanted attention.
Even though it's legal here, yes, it's going to invite unwanted attention.
Just as legal as it is for you to open carry, it's probably somehow legal for law enforcement to come up to you and ask you why you feel the need to open carry right then and there. And then you got to make sure you're not in close proximity to a school or a government building, right?
Yeah, I'm sure there's all kinds of apps, ands, ifs, or buts.
Yeah. I'm glad you brought that up. I have been wanting another ratchet. The old M12 that I have the original M12 short ratchet, and I'm always afraid when I pull on something with it that the head's just going to snap off.
Have a good one, Diabolical. Thanks for jumping in.
Good night, sir. Yeah, but you're in the great state of Texas, Fluff. Oh. We've got a link. What's at the end of that link?
I'm assuming it's a battery cleaner.
Let's see. How far behind this is this in the chat? Weird. I see the link on my phone. I don't see it here on the chat. Chat disconnected. Please wait while we try to read. Unable to connect. Okay, I got you. I lost the chat.
But I got the link up.
Oh, the Easy Red battery cleaner does. They're cool. I'm not going to say that's not cool, but it's one of those things that how long is it going to last? Especially if you're turning it in a drill. Oh, there's a 12-piece set for $60 here. That's not bad.
Hey, Will and Raging, thanks for jumping in.
Yeah, I could see that. How do you do that, Tarek? Good night, Raging. We'll be sure to have an in-depth review on that Harbor Freight box. We'll get it loaded down with tools, beat the shit out of it for a while, and then actually do a real review. What fell off and what didn't. The UV hits us all the time.
I'd have to say at this point in time, Frosty, I landed basically on my ass.
Ugh, that's fucked up.
Just from what I'm feeling right now.
Is it going up your hip?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I did that not too long ago. I was in the freezer and I just ate shit. Blam! Just 300-pound fat guy on the floor. And me, I can't just sit up and get to my feet. I got to roll over and get to my knees before I can get to my feet. So, I look like a turtle on his shell trying to get up. The best time I ever ate shit, the most memorable, I was on the set of that fucking CGI movie with Harrison Ford, Call of the Wild. You ever see that?
I don't believe I have.
Call of the Wild's that famous book, right? And then the movie with the dog. They steal the dog and they send him up to Alaska to pull sleds. And the dog finds its way back to nature and befriends this fucking weird drunk miner guy. Anyway, it's a famous book, right? They did a remake a few years ago, and Harrison Ford was in it. And the dog was all CGI'd in. But we're on the set. We were out there at Disney Ranch here, right here in town, Santa Clarita, or no, Newhall. It's Placerita Canyon. And we're out there in this canyon on the set. They had like the Western town out there and all these different areas out on the ranch. And we'd go out there and blow snow. So anytime they were sledding through something or walking through something and they needed the effect of real ice, we'd go put it down. And there was one scene where they're trying to deliver the mail up to Dawson City, and they're on this sled, and they're, Brody and the sled sideways, around a turn. So they've got, what's that white plastic sheeting? UHMW plastic sheets on the ground, right? Real slippery, hard plastic. I'm standing in the middle of this shit, laying down a 4-inch thick blanket of ice, laying down snow. I'm on the hose. Machine kicks. I don't have a steady footing, so I fall on my ass. The guys in the back of the truck don't see me, so they just keep feeding ice into the machine. I can't let go of the hose or it's going to start whipping and smacking people. It's 20 feet long, and it's got ice coming out of it at 150 miles an hour. So I'm still holding the hose, still laying the blanket of snow down on my side in the ice, and I can't get up. I was fucked up. And finally, they shut the machine down, and the guys come running up. Are you okay? Like, I'm fine. I'm just kind of embarrassed, I was half buried in ice. My whole right side was blue. My ass, my thigh. It was just, I ate shit hard.
Well, I got right back up after I fucking jumped. I jumped right back up. Like, motherfucker, that hurt.
I go down. I usually get right back up. But like I said, I still had the hose in my hand. So, it's a big old 4-inch hose. The ice was still coming out. I couldn't let go of it, roll over, get to my knees and get back up. And every time I tried to get up, I'm on ice covered UHMW plastic. So I just kept slipping. I get to one knee, slip back down, get 2 knees, almost get up, bam, back down to your knees. Took a minute to get up. It was funny. It was comedy. Wasn't funny at the time. I didn't think it was funny.
Well, never is at a time.
Here's the thing. How many people saw you eat shit?
2.
Did you do the right thing and blame somebody for falling?
No, it just started raining, man, and my feet were wet. I don't know. I hit the rack the wrong way, trying to act like a young kid, and
Oh, fluff, because you can only blow just so far, and when they have their cameras and their gear and shit set up, sometimes you got to be right on top of what you're doing. That's a fucked up job, especially when you're working for the studios. And we were subcontracted. They had us out there in fucking thunderstorms where everybody else is like, oh, take shelter, there's lightning, except the ice guys. You get out there and stand on the back of that steel truck. Broke leg with spiral fracture slipped in a puddle. Oh, no. Yeah, last couple of years I got lucky. I haven't had to go out. Yes, we do blow ice in the rain quite often. You just do it. True TV had a series once, probably 6 or 7 years ago. Dumbest fucking thing I ever seen in my life. It was called Santa's in the Barn. Yes, it does. Santa's in the Barn was filmed at this beautiful ranch in Montana in the middle of wintertime, but it wouldn't snow for them. So with about 3 days' notice, they call us up to Kalispell, Montana, with 2 truckloads of ice and a chipper. And I shit you not, it was 2 degrees outside. And we're out there chipping ice and blowing snow. It was ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous. And we're up there 2.5 weeks before they finally got it, let us go home. And this was for some series that we knew was going to be a bomb. It was a bunch of Santa Claus impersonators. It was like one of those reality, True TV. I guess they do reality TV, right? It was kind of like Top Shot for Santa Claus impersonators. And I could not understand why we're out there in the middle of the snow making snow. Like they didn't have anything to spend their fucking money on. Morphine and weed mixed, walking around on a fresh cast, no crutches. Didn't feel nothing. Not bad. Yeah, hell, painkiller habit got me out of blowing any snow last year. They were afraid I was going to fall asleep on the hose. Hey, buddy. Say hi to Dave.
It's 2:30 again. You think it'll be 1:30 again soon?
I don't know if it works like that. It's 12:35 here.
Why don't we stay on until it goes from 2:30 to 3:30?
Well, I'm good at
That'd
least.
be a world record.
I'm good at least until it goes to 1:00 here. Is it going to go back to 12:00 when this hits 12:59,
No,
or does it change at 2?
it changes at 2.
I got you. You'd think it'd be fun fluff, but you know how that shit is made. You load the ice into a bobtail truck, a 26-foot refrigerated truck. They're 300-pound blocks. They're fucking 4 feet tall by 20 inches wide and about 10 to 12 inches thick. And somebody has to push these things, slide them across the floor to the back of the truck, push them off a ramp and down into a chipper, like a tree grinder, a spinning wheel of death. Many people get hurt. And then there's a guy on the other end of it holding the hose trying to direct the ice. He's not having a good time either. That's why it costs so much money for people to have snow put in their yards in the middle of Southern California. Once you're good at it and you know how to do it, though, it's not that bad. Hey, buddy. When you do a party for a bunch of kids and, you stack up some straw bales and build them a slide and you see them sledding in it and playing in it and running and shit, that's cool. It's got its rewards. Hey, JWC Tech, any port in a storm. Come on now. Look at this guy. He's walking, but he's not getting anywhere. Got to be somebody online that's got one of them Montezuma boxes I can look at. Or somewhere somebody's got one.
Well, there's guys online with them. It's off the top of my head, I don't know who.
I mean, I have a Husky box I know was made by them, and it's a great box. Well, it's not about the viewers and the commenters.
Oh, I even was lifting my arms up. Yeah, ain't nothing that won't go away by tomorrow morning.
I'd tell you to ice it, but it's probably too goddamn cold for that. You taking tomorrow off?
Yeah, I don't work on Sunday.
I got to be at work at 6. It's all right, though. My cash days. Damn.
Yeah, why Fluffy would I be scaring the people off, man? They're probably two people that didn't even know what we were talking about.
Maybe it's the cat that's dominating me right now that's scaring people off. Actually, that does kind of feel good on my shoulders. You're a good boy. Where are you at? There you are. You're a good boy. Well, get on the Snap-on truck and get some real tools and fill it up, Fluff.
I'll be right back. I gotta use the restroom. No, I'll probably end it shortly.
You know what I've seen lately? SK's coming back, and I'm wondering what the quality of the SK stuff's going to be. I had some of their shit years ago when I was at the machine shop, and I actually liked it. Their sockets were great. The wrenches were nice. They were really slim on the box stand. You could fit them on anywhere, but the open ends left a lot to be desired. They would spread. The chrome was beautiful. actually like to look at some SK stuff. And they always had good screwdrivers, decent pliers. I mean, decent stuff. Or if you're going to fill that Ratfink box up, why don't you put all your impact stuff in it or something? Or put all your front end stuff in it. Set it up for one particular task. There's still a cat up there. I'm not sure what he's doing. Oh, he's just chilling. He's a good boy. Hey, Mr. Good Boy, what are you doing? Yeah, I can't even see the comments from here. Are you done? No? You want to hang out for a minute? Everybody should have a little buddy like that. I tell you, this guy is cool. He never complains. As long as you give him a snack once in a while. Looks good on camera, too. He's a very handsome kitty. All right. Get down, buddy. It's time. Try not to cut me on the way off. Good boy. Boy, I get Oh, little fart. Watch out, little fart. Huh?
To be honest with you, Cliff, no, I don't.
Hang on, let me look at the chat. I still can't see the chat. Let's see.
Have a good one, Fluff. Thanks for jumping in.
Oh. Fluff, I was saying if you're going to fill your Ratfink box up, set it up for one particular task. Like put all your front end stuff in it, or all your service stuff in it, or all your electrical in it. Clear up space in your rollaway. That's what I would do. It's a little box. You could roll it right to whatever you're working on. Rather than just have another box full of random tools. Oh, yeah, SK.
You got the comments back now?
Yeah, I got them back. Now I can see. Yeah, JWC, you've been paying attention to SK? I mean, they were never the greatest, but the stuff I had, I liked it. Oh, there's, okay, Montezuma. Okay. Oh, the tool vault box. Okay. Yeah, that's a damn nice box. Those are really nice. I think those are like $3,500. Montezuma made those? Yeah, it looks like the same build. This one has wrinkle paint and the other one doesn't. And the new one's deeper. 'Cause that's like a 20-inch box. That's something to look at. Shit. Well, what do you think, Dave? You getting ready to call it a night?
Yes, sir.
When you're sleeping, your ass can't hurt.
I don't know if I'll fall asleep quick tonight, but
Well, depends on how many beers in you are.
not many.
Yeah. I've been lacking on my drinking.
I cut back big time.
Yeah? I have to keep it under control. If I start drinking too much, then it gets to the point where I can't go to sleep without drinking a 6-pack, you know? It's like anything else. Anything worth doing is worth doing right.
Yeah, I hear you there.
All right, man. I'm going to let you go.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining in. You guys all have a good one. Thanks for watching. Thanks for viewing. And thanks for jumping on, Frosty.
Have a good night, everybody. Support your local tool truck dealer. If you don't support them, you ain't going to have them very long. Take care, guys.
Have a good one.